Listen closely for the next few moments. There is a quiet change that often begins after the early 60s, and it rarely announces itself clearly. Getting up from a chair feels heavier. Stairs seem steeper than before. A walk that once felt refreshing now brings fatigue sooner than expected. Many people assume this is simply what aging looks like. But that assumption hides something important, and understanding it can change how the body moves for years to come. What is happening is not a lack of effort, and it is not laziness. It is also not solved by walking more. The real issue is that the muscles in the legs begin to lose strength unless they receive a very specific kind of signal. This loss happens quietly year after year, and most people are never told how to slow it down or reverse it. Movement alone is not enough. Muscles need to be challenged in the right way at the right pace to stay alive and responsive. This is why so many older adults say they stay active but still feel weaker. Walking keeps the body moving, but it does not protect the muscles responsible for standing up, stabilizing the knees, catching balance, and preventing falls. When those muscles fade, confidence fades with them. Daily tasks begin to feel uncertain. Independence starts to feel fragile. None of this happens overnight, but once noticed, it can feel discouraging. There is reassuring news, and it deserves to be heard clearly. Age-related muscle loss is not a life sentence. It is not a one-way road. With the right kind of exercises done slowly and safely, the body can rebuild strength, stability, and trust at any age. This does not require extreme workouts, gyms, or risky movements. It requires understanding which muscles matter most and how to wake them up again. The focus here is not fitness for fitness' sake. The focus is function. Standing up without hesitation, walking with confidence, feeling steady when turning, stepping, or catching balance. These abilities shape daily life more than any number on a fitness tracker. When leg strength improves, life opens back up in quiet but meaningful ways. In this video, 5 simple but powerful exercises will be shown. Each one targets muscles that walking alone cannot protect. One of them, often overlooked, plays a bigger role in long-term independence than most people realize. By the end, it will be clear why this approach works and how even a few minutes, a few times per week, can change how the legs feel and respond. Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and take a moment to comment where you're watching from. It's always great to see people from different places taking care of their health. Exercise 1. Sit to stand strength reset. This movement looks simple, almost too ordinary to matter, but it targets one of the most age-sensitive strength systems in the entire body. Standing up from a chair uses the muscles that decide whether daily life feels manageable or exhausting. When these muscles weaken, chairs feel lower, stairs feel heavier, and hesitation creeps into movements that once felt automatic. This exercise speaks directly to those muscles and reminds them how to work together again. The primary muscles involved here are the large muscles at the front and back of the thighs, along with deep stabilizers around the hips. These muscles are responsible for rising from a chair, climbing steps, regaining balance, and protecting the knees. When they lose strength, the body compensates by moving slower or relying on the arms. That compensation may feel subtle at first, but over time it chips away at confidence and independence. What makes this exercise different from simply standing up is the way it is performed. Speed is removed and control becomes the priority. The body is given time to feel the effort, to sense stability, and to rebuild coordination. This slow and deliberate approach sends a clear message to the nervous system that strength is still needed and still valued. To begin, sit on a firm chair with the feet placed about shoulder width apart. The knees stay gently open, never collapsing inward. The chest leans slightly forward, and then the body rises slowly to standing over the count of 3. At the top, there is a brief pause, allowing balance to settle. Then the body lowers back down just as slowly, again over the count of 3. Each phase matters, especially the controlled lowering. This movement is repeated a comfortable number of times, focusing on quality rather than quantity. Even a small number of repetitions can be effective when done with attention and control. Over time, the legs begin to respond more quickly, and standing feels less like a task and more like a natural motion again. That shift often brings a quiet sense of relief. This exercise earns its importance because it trains what the body uses every single day. Getting out of bed, rising from the toilet, standing from a couch, and catching balance all depend on this pattern. When this movement becomes stronger, daily life becomes lighter. It is often the first exercise that gives back a feeling of control, and that feeling tends to carry into everything else. Exercise 2. Supported heel raises for stability and circulation. This exercise targets a part of the body that is often overlooked, yet it plays a critical role in how safe and steady walking feels. The muscles in the lower leg act as the body's natural shock absorbers. They help control balance, support the ankles and knees, and assist blood flow back up through the legs. When these muscles weaken, steps feel uncertain, and the legs may feel heavy or tired more quickly. Strong lower leg muscles help the body push off the ground with confidence. They also play a key role in quick balance reactions, especially when a step is misjudged or the ground is uneven. Without enough strength here, walking may continue, but it often becomes slower and less secure. This is why simply stretching these muscles is not enough. They need to be strengthened gently and consistently. This movement is done with support, not to remove effort, but to ensure safety and calm. Standing behind a sturdy chair or counter provides reassurance, allowing the body to focus on the muscles doing the work, rather than on fear of losing balance. The hands rest lightly, never gripping tightly. With the feet placed about hip width apart, the heels slowly lift off the ground. The rise is unhurried, allowing the muscles to fully engage. At the top, there is a brief pause, followed by a slow and controlled return back down. The lowering phase is especially important, as it builds strength and control through the full range of motion. This exercise can be repeated at a pace that feels steady and manageable. Over time, the muscles respond by becoming more responsive and supportive. Many people notice that walking feels smoother, and that standing for longer periods becomes more comfortable. There is also often a pleasant sensation of warmth in the lower legs, a sign that circulation is being encouraged. What makes this movement so valuable is how closely it supports real life. Every step, every change in direction, and every moment of balance relies on these muscles. Strength here reduces wobbling, improves posture, and adds a sense of steadiness that carries into daily movement. When these muscles are awake and strong, the legs feel more reliable, and that reliability builds confidence. Exercise 3. Single leg supported balance hold. This exercise focuses on a system that quietly determines how safe and confident movement feels, especially as the years pass. Balance is not just about strength in the muscles. It is also about communication between the muscles, the joints, and the nervous system. When that communication fades, the body hesitates. Turning feels uncertain, stepping off a curb feels risky, and confidence begins to shrink. The muscles involved here are smaller and deeper than the ones used for standing up, but they are no less important. They stabilize the hips, control the ankle, and help the body sense where it is in space. These muscles activate when balance is challenged, such as during a stumble or a sudden change in direction. If they are not trained, reactions become slower and recovery becomes harder. What makes this exercise powerful is its simplicity. It does not require force or speed. It requires presence. Standing on one leg, even briefly, asks the body to organize itself. The muscles must coordinate, the posture must adjust, and the nervous system must stay alert. This is exactly the kind of signal the body needs to stay responsive. To perform this movement safely, stand next to a sturdy surface such as a counter or chair. One hand rests lightly for reassurance. The feet begin hip-width apart. One foot then lifts gently off the ground only a small distance. The body stays tall, the hips level, and the breath calm. The goal is not to tense, but to remain steady. The position is held for a short, comfortable time, then the sides are switched. Over days and weeks, this hold naturally becomes easier. The body learns to trust itself again. Small adjustments happen automatically, without conscious effort. This is the nervous system waking back up. This exercise matters because balance tends to decline quietly. It is often noticed only after a near fall or a moment of fear. Training it in a calm, supported way restores confidence before those moments happen. When balance improves, Movement feels less guarded and more natural. That sense of ease encourages more activity, and more activity supports independence in the long run. Exercise 4. Seated marching for hip strength and walking control. This exercise works a group of muscles that strongly influence how smooth and confident walking feels. The hips are responsible for lifting the legs, controlling step length, and keeping the body upright as it moves forward. When hip strength fades, steps often become shorter, the feet may feel like they drag, and walking can start to feel cautious instead of natural. These changes are not simply habits forming. They are signs that the muscles responsible for lifting and guiding the legs are no longer sending strong signals. When that happens, the body adapts by shuffling, slowing down, or reducing movement altogether. This adaptation may feel protective, but over time it increases the risk of tripping and reduces overall confidence. Seated marching brings attention back to these muscles in a safe and controlled way. Sitting removes fear of falling while still allowing the hips to work. The movement is slow, deliberate, and focused on control rather than height or speed. This approach allows the muscles and the nervous system to reconnect without stress. To begin, sit tall on a firm chair with both feet resting on the floor. The shoulders stay relaxed and the chest remains open. One knee lifts slowly, as if marching, while the rest of the body stays steady. The lift is gentle and controlled, followed by a slow return to the floor. The movement then alternates to the other side, maintaining the same calm pace. As this exercise becomes familiar, the hips begin to respond more easily. Lifting the legs during walking starts to feel lighter, steps become clearer, and the fear of catching a toe often decreases. Many people notice that walking feels more fluid, as if the legs are cooperating again instead of resisting. This exercise is especially valuable because it supports both strength and coordination. Strong hips protect the knees, improve posture, and help maintain a confident walking pattern. When the hips regain their role, the body moves more efficiently and with less effort. This efficiency conserves energy and supports independence throughout the day. Exercise 5. Hamstring activation for knee protection and control. This final exercise targets a group of muscles that quietly determines how supported and stable the legs feel during everyday movement. The muscles at the back of the thighs work together with the muscles at the front to guide the knee, control walking speed, and stabilize the body when the foot meets the ground. When this balance is lost, movement can start to feel uncertain, especially on slopes, stairs, or uneven surfaces. When these muscles weaken, the body often compensates without realizing it. The knees may feel less reliable, steps may feel less controlled, and confidence can drop. This is not because the legs are failing, it is because one side of the strength system has gone quiet. Restoring this balance helps the legs feel whole again, not just strong in parts. This exercise can be done seated, which makes it accessible and calm, or standing with support if preferred. The goal is not large movement, the goal is controlled activation. Even small efforts here send an important signal to the nervous system that stability from behind still matters. When seated, the body stays tall in a firm chair with the feet slightly forward. One heel gently presses backward against the floor, as if trying to pull it closer without actually moving it. This creates tension in the back of the thigh. That effort is held briefly, then released. The movement is slow, focused, and free of strain. With regular practice, these muscles begin to re-engage during walking and standing. The knees often feel more supported. Descending stairs feels more controlled. Walking downhill becomes less intimidating. These changes are subtle at first, but they accumulate into a stronger sense of security with movement. This exercise completes the picture of leg function. The body is no longer relying on just one group of muscles to do all the work. Strength becomes balanced, movement becomes smoother, and confidence grows. When the back of the legs wakes up again, the entire system works more efficiently, supporting long-term independence and ease of movement. As the body reaches this stage of life, movement takes on a different meaning. It is no longer about doing more or pushing harder. It is about preserving the ability to live freely, safely, and with confidence. The exercises just covered were never meant to exhaust the body. They were designed to remind it of what it already knows how to do, and to keep those abilities available for everyday life. Each movement played a specific role. Standing strength supports independence. Lower leg strength restores stability and circulation. Balance training protects against unexpected moments. Hip strength keeps walking smooth and controlled. Strength behind the legs protects the knees and brings security to every step. Together, these elements rebuild function, not just fitness. What matters most is not perfection or intensity. What matters is consistency and intention. Even a few minutes repeated regularly sends a powerful message to the body that strength is still needed, balance still matters, and movement is still part of daily life. At any age, the body listens to those signals and responds. Independence is not something to be taken for granted. It is something that can be protected with calm, thoughtful action, moving without fear, standing without hesitation, and walking with confidence all begin with giving the body the right kind of support. These exercises offer that support in a way that is safe, respectful, and sustainable. Aging does not mean giving things up. It means choosing wisely what to protect. Strength, balance, and confidence are worth protecting because they shape how each day feels. When the body feels reliable again, life feels more open, and daily activities become something to enjoy rather than endure. What's one daily activity you want to keep doing comfortably as you get older? If this video was helpful to you, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That support helps us keep creating content to help people stay strong, active, and independent for longer.